Hi everyone, you're welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time coming across my video, my name is Laila and I live in Ghana, West Africa. And today we are cooking yam and cocoyam pottage. Mpotompoto, nuhu. That's what we call it. And it's a one-pot meal, delicious meal. Ghanaians eat it, Nigerians eat it. I think, if I'm correct, if I'm not, correct me, but I think the Nigerians call it, the Yorubas call it asaro. Yeah, but Ghanaians to enjoy this meal, we put some fish, cocoyam or yam. We're going to use both today, so it's going to be delicious. And it's my brother's recipe. He makes the best in Mpotompoto. So yeah, come along and let's see what he's got. So this is Eddie. He makes the best in Mpotompoto, and he's sharing his recipe with us today. So Eddie, what are we using?
Okay. So like she said, we are making a Mpotompoto. Here we have our yam here, and then the cocoyam. Those are the ones with the pigments on them.
Okay.
We have our palm oil, some sliced onions, and supako. If you know the English name, please put it in the comment section. There's a smoked mackerel which has been deboned. There's a smoked catfish, some carrots, onions, 2 large tomatoes, 1 large tomato and then a small one, some pepper, some dried herrings, our proteins, which consist of the wele, which is the cow skin, some beef, and then the cured lamb, which is called tolo beef. And then we have here our spice blend. It consists of green bell pepper, garlic, ginger, onions, and then some aromatics, which are basically anise, bay leaves, rosemary, all natural spices in there, and then 1 spice cube to bring in the flavor, and then some salt here too.
Okay.
So since we have that out of the way, let's start with our meal.
All right.
So we start off by putting our proteins in, which are the hard ones. So the wele, the cured lamb, and then the beef. And then in goes our marinade. And some water. Rinse the container and then pour everything in. There's no waste in my kitchen. Okay, a little water. Put in a little salt. Because the lamb already has salt in it, the cured lamb is very salty sometimes. We stir everything together and then leave it to cook in its own juices for a little while before introducing in the next. Okay, so it's been on for a few minutes now, so we can go ahead and then put in our tomatoes, the peppers, onion, and then our carrots. Now, traditionally, we only use the tomatoes, peppers, and then the onions, but the carrot is my own twist. I'm just adding it for a healthier option. The pottage you are making now is ideal for feeding kids. It comes out as a puree, so children love it. And then children usually don't like vegetables. So if you blend this, we'll be blending everything we put in here now. The vegetables will be blended. So we can sneak in as a smart way to sneak in some healthy vegetables for the children to eat. Yeah. So we'll cover it and then leave it to boil over for a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So our vegetables have been boiling for a while and they are tender enough now. So we'll take them out, grind them, and then reintroduce them back into the broth.
So we're going to blend this.
Yes, we are going to blend this and then pour it back into it.
Okay.
To form a soup base of sorts.
Oh, okay.
All right. Okay, so this is what we got. We'll reintroduce it back into the broth.
So this is like the blended pepper, tomato, carrots, and onion.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then a little water to rinse it. So we'll leave this to boil over and then we'll put in our tubers, which is the yam and then the cocoyam. Okay guys, so Our soup base is boiling now, so we can introduce in our tubers. Now we are using yam and cocoyam because that is what we prefer. You can use Irish potatoes, Asian cocoyam, any type of potato at all. You can use it, and then
Okay.
any type of yam. This
So
is very versatile.
this is cocoyam and yam mixed together.
Yes.
Okay. So usually in Ghana, even people use just cocoyam or people use just yam. But
Yeah,
we prefer to mix.
traditionally.
This recipe he's been mixing too, and
Yeah,
it's so
I like
tasty.
to get flavors from all sorts. Traditionally, the accounts
Mhm.
usually use cocoyam, just cocoyam.
Okay.
But I tried the yam once and then it was good. So the cocoyam is a bit harder than the yam. So usually when I mix them up, the yam mashes up and forms the puree, and then I have some chunks in from the cocoyam for
Okay.
texture,
Oh, okay.
which
So
I enjoy.
the
So
cocoyam will give you the texture,
yes,
and then
most of
the
will
yam
mash
will
up
give
and
you
then
the
give me the
thickness that
yes
you
the
need.
thickness
Okay.
exactly to make the pottage. And then at this same point, we'll add our smoked catfish because it's been smoked. It's a bit tough, so we add it in so it gets tender a bit. So the catfish goes in along with the dried herrings. Also goes in here. Then we leave it for the yam to cook and get tender. Okay, guys. So at this point, our pottage has been on for about 20 minutes. So we open and then check up on it. So as you can see, it's taken up beautifully. But I want it a bit more thicker, so we'll use a ladle to just mash some of the chunks of the yam. See how tender it is. Just mash them and then
The yam is
leave
easier
them.
to mash when it's
Yes.
softer. Yeah.
So mash as much as you can.
To get the puree to be thicker.
Exactly.
Okay. Guys, the smell here, it's a scenting.
The pottage is given.
It's giving.
It's
It's giving
given.
what's
It's given
supposed to
what's
give.
supposed to be given. Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so
Salivating already.
at this juncture, I'll taste for salt because I need to get it right. Okay, we could use a little more salt. Now, at this point, I could add my seasoning cube, which I haven't added yet, but my mom is going to eat this and she is old. She doesn't do spices, so I'm keeping it all natural now. So I just add a little more salt and then do away with the seasoning cube.
Okay.
But if you prefer, you can go with the seasoning cube.
We give it a quick stir.
Yeah.
The dry fish and the cowhide, they will lay everything. We're giving it just a strong flavor. Yam and cocoyam pottage together. If you're used to just having the yam or the cocoyam, try putting the two together. I think the taste is on another level where you put the two together.
Okay, so at this point, we are almost done now. We'll leave it to cook for a little while longer and then we'll wrap up everything. So let's close our pot.
What do you think about the combination of the yam and cocoyam? As to just yam or just cocoyam?
Yam has a distinct taste and then cocoyam has its own too.
Uh-huh.
So when you marry the two together, it's an infusion. And I'm all about the infusion. So it's been a few minutes now, so we can check up on our pottage. Now, this is the consistency we are looking for. I mean, if you prefer, you can go ahead and mash a few more of the chunks, but I like a little texture in it, so it's okay for me. Now, traditionally, our mothers and grandmothers usually at this point they use the ladle to scoop up some of the chunks, put it in an earthenware pot, and then mash them and reintroduce it back in the soup.
Okay, so that you don't have to do the whole ladle thing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
but the ladle just works fine for me, so
you can pick them
this
out
is
and
easier.
then grind it in the apotoria
Exactly.
and then put it back in.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
But this works for me, so I mean, it's less stressful than taking them out. So we are almost done. We have to add our palm oil, which I introduced to you, sliced onions, and then the cocoa. We'll fry this together and then pour it on top of the base. Then put this on fire for a bit. Let it fry properly and marry the smells of the onions and the oil together. And this is zomi, by the way. So you can actually use just the oil without adding the cocoa and then the onions. But add flavor is quite strong on its own. Very. But adding them takes it up a notch, and I'm all for the flavor. So let's just fry this for a few minutes and then we'll pour it onto our base and then we are almost done. Okay, so we'll fry it till our cocoa is completely dissolved in the oil. Then the onion is caramelized enough.
Well, so, cocoa is a type of fish. I think it's a fish that what I don't even know what it is, but it's just a fish that's it's sort of a I would say fish. That's how I can describe it.
It's kind of like momone.
It gives flavor.
Okay. Then everything goes into stir it up. See how beautiful it looks.
And it's smelling good. It's a smell for me. This whole meal is a smell for me.
Okay, so we let this boil over for just a few minutes and then we are done. We can start serving. Our yam porridge or pottage is done. See how beautiful it looks. The assorted meats are given. And this is Mpotompoto Harvard. A bougie style, baby. It looks very good.
Yeah, smelling good too.
Yeah, and hopefully it tastes amazing.
Yeah, we're going to taste it. Guys, I'm going to taste and then I'll give you the verdict.
All right, so we are going ahead to go and dish this thing out and then good appetite. Okay guys, so now our pottage is served now. So I'm scooping up a bit for Lila to have a taste and then she'll give us a verdict on it. Now the salmon, the smoked mackerel, which is called salmon in Ghana for some weird reason, I don't know. It goes in right after I've dished it out because it's very tender. When I put it in the pottage on fire, it will fall apart and I want it intact, which is why I put it in after I dish it out.
Wait, let me grab cocoyam. So tasty. So tasty. So much is going on. The different types of fish, dry fish, the cowhide, the smoked salmon, cocoyam chunks. Everything is so tasty. Guys, I love this. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, at this point, what are you waiting for? Please hit that subscribe button. Give the video a thumbs up. I'll see you very soon in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.